to another episode of
Let's Get Spooky.
I'm Leanna Vamp.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Ashley.
And today we are talking about allergies. We all have them. We all
Some of
hate
us
them.
do.
Well, she doesn't have them. She's lucky. And so we're going to talk about our own allergies, our own personal stories, horror stories, movies about allergies.
And what they are.
You're going to come in with the science.
Bill, the science guy.
You have to put your
Bill,
science
Bill,
lab coat on.
Bill, I don't have a hood, and I feel like
You don't wear, your lab coat doesn't have a hood.
I would if I had one, but they didn't let me design lab coats, so here I am on your couch.
With the beautiful satin flannel
It's my loungewear.
lounge. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. So essentially, what are allergies? And it's weird to think because when we go about daily life, everyone during allergy season, you all assume everyone can't breathe and everyone's stuffed up. And the reality is only 30% of people have allergies. And
Really? In the world?
Yep. And there's
like
a lot
that's
of debate
wrong.
as to whether you're born with it or if it's like genetic or
Maybe
if
it's Maybelline?
Maybe it's Maybelline. But essentially, what an allergy is when a person's immune system becomes hypersensitive to a certain substance. So one can say that you can be born with certain, allergies, but sometimes it's like an overtime exposure to something and your immune system is freaking out. And so it'll try to counteract it and then it becomes an allergy. And they set in when your immune system misjudges a harmless protein, interpreting it as a threat. So it's kind of like, your body is meant to fight off things that are invasive. So,
Negative.
Yeah. And it's like when you think about how you're progressing as a human, you're interacting with different things. And you would say, okay, well, if I'm inhaling gasoline, why am I not...
First of all, don't do that.
Don't do that. But like when you're pumping your gas and you're like, oh, this smells good, but it shouldn't. Like you're not going to get allergic.
I get that.
You're not going to get allergic, but you should not be inhaling it.
Can we stop for a second? You both like gas? Smell of gasoline?
No.
Oh, I do.
Well, I like the,
Like when you're like if you're at Disneyland and you go by Autopia, you're like, oh, that's a nice for a second.
It's
like I'm not huffing it.
when I
Exhaust,
No,
which is
no,
also
no.
not good to inhale.
I'm not like inhaling it, but
No,
you're
but,
just
like,
like,
it's
oh,
like-
okay.
it's like when you pump gas, and I wouldn't know because I don't have a car. But when I used to pump gas, and you kind of get it on your hands, you're like, oh, it smells like a gas station.
Yeah, but
Like, it's not bad.
No,
But
no,
you can't-
no.
I think it also brings up memories.
Is that
Yeah.
is that country? 'Cause I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
there's
some
another
country.
country.
I'm fully countrified.
gas huffers in the hills.
Well, I'm just
the new
saying,
movie.
you can sniff some gasoline, but it's not going to give you an allergy. But your body will be like, you shouldn't fucking do that,
Right.
you crazy person. But
Yes.
then there are people walking around during allergy season, and they get stuffy from breathing in things that are in nature. So
Like
you're like,
pollen.
why would pollen that's been on the planet suddenly make my body react this way? And so it's kind of this common thing where we get almost immune to the fact that people are allergic to things, which is kind of super interesting because everyone has different allergies. And for me, I am not exposed to certain things, but yet I'm still allergic. And I'm like, when did I ever interact with you, sir? Like, what the heck?
Well, and also what changes in your body for I know people can be born with certain allergies, and when you're born, there's certain things. Usually, they test you for like peanut allergy, like the main ones that could be detrimental to you if you accidentally had it. But then there's other things where they say about every 7 years, I think it is, your allergies can change.
Yep.
So you could have, and I have a story I'll share later, a couple. You could have eaten this one thing or been in contact with this one thing your entire life, and then one day you have it and you have a reaction to it. And sometimes it's minimal, sometimes it's very severe. People have died from situations like that. But it always kind of intrigues me of what changes from person to person internally in them, where their body's like, nope, don't want that. No, thank you.
Yeah, and certain ones you can handle, and certain ones you need, like EpiPens, and you cannot be around those certain substances. Some of them are very severe, where there are people who are allergic to things that we take for granted, that we just walk outside, and they can't walk outside.
Yeah. Scary. So you, AJ, has no allergies. You're
That I know of. Like I haven't
Supreme
encountered
being.
anything. I mean, I have noticed like sometimes like I'll get like a stuffy nose, so there might be like certain like pollen
Like,
that
or
I'm
dust
kind
or
of
something.
dust that
Yeah.
I might be kind of allergic to. But when it comes to foods, like I don't think I'm allergic. I mean, I also haven't had like
Have you ever had a food allergy test?
No. So I'm not.
I've never had
I've
one.
never had one either. I've always wanted to get one, but surprisingly, they're very expensive. And they're to get like a thorough allergy panel. There's like the main, I think it's shellfish, dairy, peanut or tree nuts, which peanuts, and then there was one other thing that are like the common things that they test you for. But then it goes into like fruits and vegetables and like environmental things and fabrics, and it can go like each test is hundreds of dollars, so it can cost thousands
It's
of
like
dollars.
23andMe for your symptoms, and I'm like, I don't want to know if I'm allergic to certain.
But
things.
you should though. They have an actual kind of like 23andMe test that you can buy online.
Yeah,
they send you a panel, but I don't think that it. I've heard so many mixed reviews of people saying like it gives them false positives or whatever, telling them they're allergic to something that they're not. So it's not an actual blood test. It's like a swab test, and I don't think that they can tell because the regular allergy test, if you've ever seen it before, it's either on the arm or the back.
They do like the little scratches with like the needles that
they
have
like
stuff
prick
on it.
you with the thing on it, and how big or the bubble or raised up it is tells you how allergic you are.
Yeah.
Eventually, I feel like it's a good thing for everyone to do, because if you don't know, if you've never in your life had a grape and you eat grapes and you find out you're allergic and go into anaphylaxis and die, that's like very unfortunate.
Yeah.
So I think
now that I know all these restaurants I haven't been to, I might be allergic to whatever
Soup Plantation?
Soup Plantation
or whatever that
Coco's,
burger
Marie
Coco's. I almost said
Callender's.
Bobos. I'm like, what is Bobos?
What did you call it? Bobby's?
Bobby's
So many. We're gonna expose you to so many different.
and
foods.
Miriam's Pie Shop, or whatever the fuck that other one was.
Marie Callender's?
Yeah, Marie
Callender's?
Calendar.
She
Same
lives under
thing.
a rock. She's never
I do
been
not.
outside.
I'm not from here.
But I feel like Coco's and Marie Callender's and a lot of
they
those places are
exist
like
other
everywhere.
places.
No, they ain't not in my neck of the woods back when I was a wee one. Shit.
So what are you allergic to? We kind of touched upon this on a previous episode,
Yeah.
but we didn't like delve deep
I'm
in.
allergic to black flies, which I learned the hard way because I was bit twice.
But do black that's like just a house fly, or is it a different kind of fly?
It's a big one. It's like a big little.
Do they bite though?
Oh, they fucking did something to me. I think they laid their fucking eggs in my arm for all I know. It was nasty. But anyways, I got bit like on my elbow here twice. And I don't know, I think I was just walking in my backyard because we had a pond. Like my dad installed a pond. And of course, like with still water, you're going to get every bug on the planet.
Mosquitoes and stuff.
Yeah, everything. So I remember getting bit, and then I went to school. And by the time I was at school, my teacher was like, "It looks like you have like 2 or 3 elbows right now." Like it was so swollen. It was it was like the
Did
boob.
it hurt?
It was like the boobs I never got were in my arm, and I think that's why.
elbow
Just
boobs.
have the black flies
Yeah,
be like,
when
bite me
I
right
was
here,
7,
right here.
I had boobs. But yeah, and then I went to the doctor, and they're like, "You're hell allergic. That's not ideal." But I'm not allergic to any other bugs. It's like bees are fine. It's just like black flies.
Huh.
And then I'm allergic to alcohol,
which is unfortunate.
yeah, which I have a mild intolerance, so like I can still like drink, but I know my exact tolerance because otherwise I don't get a hangover, but I like can't breathe, which is not. I'd rather have a normal hangover.
Yeah.
But I do know like if I'm at a party and I have more than 2.5 drinks, I like need to go away.
You're gonna have some congestion.
Yeah, I'm like gonna die. And then I wake up, I don't have a headache, I don't have like typical hangover like tendencies, but like my eyes will just be like shut,
Like
and-
swollen.
Yeah, and like I can't talk, and everything's just like whoa.
That is your body saying, no, we
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I do partake in the bevy, but it's like I know my exact
Your limits.
Yes.
So my allergies are kind of what I was talking about before. So I'm allergic to mango, which is very unfortunate because it is a delicious, delicious fruit. I love it to this day. Sometimes I'll still like have a little bite of it, even though I shouldn't. But I found out by having a mango was just like in the house, I cut it. Apparently I didn't wash it properly enough. And I ate it, and I would always get like a little bit of like rash on my mouth when I ate it, which I knew was a problem.
You're just
as a
growing
child,
a mustache.
As a child, but that never happened. So I would say I was in my like mid 20s, and it would just get like bumpy, a little itchy, but it wasn't anything. It's like an intolerance. It wasn't anything that's going to put me in the hospital. It's just my body saying maybe you shouldn't eat too much of this. So I ate the mango, and as we would do as kids, we would basically cut the fruit around the seed as close as possible, and then you would like suck the fruit off of the seed. So you weren't like peeling the skin off and eating with the fork. Like your hands were in it. You're like basically your mouth's in the fruit. And so went to bed. Everything was fine. Woke up the next morning. And I remember like turning around at Cameron and I couldn't open my eyes all the way. And like my face just felt like it just didn't feel right. And I was like, is it okay? And he looked at me and he was like, oh no.
That's what I get.
My eyes
Crazy.
were swollen shut.
And then they water too sometimes.
Yeah,
so
they were
you're
like
a sad
crusty.
clown.
Crusty,
yeah.
yeah.
I had this rash all on my face, like all on my eyes, almost like bruises, almost like black eyes. My eyes were so swollen. I go to the doctor and he's like, can you tell me what you ate? And I'm like, well, I had mango and every once in a while, like I have a reaction. He's like, you are absolutely allergic. And at the time, my job was I did catalog modeling, like for an internet clothing company. So it was a huge problem. And I was like, I'm just going to go to work because I don't want to miss work.
And
I was
you're
like, I was like, maybe they'll just do like shoe shots or like neck down shots. And I show up and they're like, what?
What the fuck?
Is wrong with
It's
you?
like Halloween season. They
It
would
was
put her in the
so-
hunchback outfit or something.
It was so bad. And it lasted for like 2.5 weeks. The rash
Oh,
of like
shit.
a week
Wow.
I could cover up with makeup. But my eyes were so swollen and itchy. And then once you, like with anything, once you start touching it, it gets even worse.
Yeah.
And then when I was a lot younger, I got, it's another bug one. So I'm not really allergic to bugs, but when,
Before you jump off the mango is a sap.
oh, that's right. So it wasn't actually the fruit. So the doctor said the allergy is most likely, and there's no way he could tell for sure, but he said most likely it's the sap on the fruit.
It's the mango semen.
Which is usually on on the skin. So you wash it, but the thing is it's still on your hands, and a lot of the times the sap can penetrate the skin, which there's no way you would be able to tell. It's not semen, it's sap.
Penetrated. Mango.
So no more mango for me. This was when I was in high school. I got bit by a spider. And I think I've said this in one of our episodes way long ago, right literally like in the eye socket. And again, I'm not allergic to a particular spider. It's just anything that bites me. Like I can get bit by a mosquito that we all get bit by. You guys will have a bump. I will have a golf ball size like lump. And so I got bit in the eye and I thought I had acne at the time in high school. I thought it was a zit. And I was like, this is just like a really like a
big boy.
cystic zit
Yeah.
and I'll have to go to the dermatologist and get it drained. But it was so much pressure. Like I felt like my eyes were going to pop out of my head. I had the gnarliest migraine. So my dad takes me to the emergency room and the doctor's like, well, I'm feeling it. It doesn't feel like a zit. Like I have to investigate. And I was like, what does that mean?
Oh, God.
So he gets a needle, like a big needle, puts it, he's like, I'm just going to use this. And he's like explaining what he's going to do. And I'm like, I don't need to know. Just
some
fucking figure out what's
Ghetto
going on.
LASIK eye surgery happening there. I'd freak out.
He like comes right in with the needle and he's like, I'm going to see if it's like a pimple or a zit. When I push this in there, stuff will come out. It'll alleviate. It sounds disgusting, but I was like, do whatever you got to do. He's like, if I basically puncture it, if it's pus or whatever, it'll drain and it'll alleviate the pressure. So he sticks this giant needle and this thing, like I had no curvature in my eye. It was basically like swollen from my nose all the way to my eyeball. It was nasty. And so he sticks the needle in and I can see, obviously I can see, and I just feel like it keeps going
Squidward.
and going and going and nothing's coming out. It just
Ew.
feels hard. And so he's like, okay, I'm just going to like, you're going to feel a little pressure. Literally my eyes feel like they're going to pop out of my skull. And he's wiggling this needle around. Nothing's coming out. And he's like, I don't think this is a zit. I think that it might be like a bite, something that bit you. And then as he's looking around, he can see like two little, like it's so swollen that you can't really see it. So the only good thing that came of this is he's like, I'm going to give you a Benadryl shot. And then I think they gave me like a steroid shot because they thought it could be like, it could be infected. So they're like, we're just going to give you this to make sure that it's not anything crazy. And then he's like, for the pain, we're going to put you on a morphine drip. And I was like,
Delicious.
that seems a little intense, but whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I don't do drugs, but let me tell you, being on a morphine drip, I was like floating in the emergency room. Like I felt no pain. Everything was glorious in
Everything
life.
was good.
I remember saying like out loud, my dad was in the room with me and I was 14, 15. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like screaming it out loud. He was like, oh my God, be quiet.
Chill out, child.
So they gave me like antibiotics. Then the problem was I was allergic to the antibiotics. So after going home, taking the antibiotics for whatever infection that it could have been, I had a rash. I had 2 black eyes. My eyes were swollen shut. And then I found out that I was also not only allergic to the spider bite, I was allergic to the antibiotic Cipro that they gave me to treat the spider bite. So it was a big
Son
old
of a
mess. And now every time I get bit by something, I still swell up, but I've never had anything like the eye is
That-
scary. Because
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
if this is bad or anything, or there's an infection, I can like lose my vision in one eye. But it ended up being fine. Just very terrifying.
Well, you could have had a cool eye
Sounds
patch
scary.
forever. Like,
Because that sounds like fun.
that sounds
I was
pirate.
already
Sexy.
blind.
Like a
I couldn't see
pirate.
anything. And that would have, with only one bad eye, would have been worse.
love to be a pirate.
And then I also recently found out I'm allergic to popcorn, which is
Yeah, that
super
pisses me
unfortunate.
off.
That's so sad.
And now
I
we
love
really can't hang
popcorn.
out.
Just because I can't eat certain things doesn't mean we can't be friends. Jeez.
Well, I just don't want to make you feel bad when I eat a big old bowl of popcorn
Well,
in front of
so-
your face.
Go to Disneyland and we're eating
Yeah.
popcorn.
Oh my
What's
god.
weird though is, so I was trying to trace this back because we went to a couple movies. We went to one
you
together.
ate so much
And
popcorn.
I ate so much. I think it was Dr. Sleep, and I ate.
Yeah,
like, they
and it
give
was
you-
stale too.
it
So
was
you're
stale.
really like pushing the boundaries.
And so I went to 2 movies, like one each week. And I usually don't have movie popcorn like that often. I go to the movie every week. And I was getting like this weird rash, and I would get an itchy throat. And I was like, I thought there's so many things that I'd eaten besides popcorn. So I was like, I don't know what it is. And then a couple times late night, I made a bowl of popcorn. I ate like almost the whole thing, as you do. And this last time, I remember finishing like more than half of it, and my throat started getting really itchy, like really itchy. And I'm like, I haven't had anything else. That's what it has to be. And then it started getting tight. And that's when it freaked me out because I've never in my life experienced anything where I felt like, shit, I can't breathe. And so I just like pounded a ton of water, and it was still really itchy and kind of tight in the morning, but not like anything.
Not
I
as
think
bad.
I could have, if I ate more, it could have been worse. So there's something, I can have corn chips, I can have corn, but there's something, and you were saying like
Yeah.
the process of it popping or changes
Maybe it's
it.
something with the air, and I don't know because
know.
I know someone who's allergic to like all the things, and it's just like I guess there's different variations, but
But it sucks because I love popcorn.
I
Maybe
must
like
be
the butter on it because I thought you couldn't do dairy.
So no, and I thought at first I was like, oh, movie theater popcorn, they use that really shitty, terrible for you butter on it. But then I made my own at home microwave popcorn. And it was like the natural or all natural without the butter on it. So you'd have to add your own, and I had it the worst with that.
I
Have,
wonder.
like corn tortillas.
I wonder because like
Huh.
not to like kill you, but like you should eat corn on the cob and see if it
Oh,
does
I love
anything.
corn. Well, I actually haven't had corn on the cob
Yeah.
in a really long time, but yeah, I mean, I'm all for the test. I could always.
Creepy treats could lead to death.
We just have my allergy test on an
and
episode.
then we do like a time lapse of us sitting on the couch, and like by hour 5, our faces just
We're
puff
just
up, and, like,
rashes.
yeah.
So
fine.
that sucks. I think that obviously being allergic to anything sucks, but when it's something that you've had and like had the taste for and you love it and then you can't have it, that's even worse. So
Yeah. Well,
lucky you, AJ,
Sometimes I think I'm allergic to my own jokes because I can't breathe because they're so funny.
because you make us laugh so hard.
Oh no, I don't make other people laugh. I make myself laugh.
So let's talk about some horror flicks that have. There's not really any movies that are just about like horror movies specifically about allergies, but there's a couple that allergies have a big portion of it or a part of the film. And one I know we have on all of our lists is Hereditary, which was 2018, I believe.
Yep.
And I feel like the scene for people or people that know one of the main characters, Charlie, she has a severe peanut allergy. And I don't know, have you guys known anyone that has a severe peanut allergy? And
Yeah. I know someone who has it to the point where like I can't. It was more in Seattle. Like I had to make sure there was just nothing peanut related in my apartment before he even walked in, and like every surface, like because he had a very severe case, and there's different severities where I could be sitting because I have him, and then I have my other friend who's allergic, and I could eat like Reese's peanut butter cups in front of her, and she's fine.
yeah.
So there's very different, you know, extremes to it.
Yeah, so in the film, the younger sister is severely allergic to peanuts. She has some cake that has it in there, and she goes into anaphylaxis. And I don't see they didn't have the EpiPen. So usually the protocol is if you have an EpiPen, you just do the shot, and as long as you do it within a certain amount of time, it basically you won't have you'll still have a reaction, but it won't be as severe. And then you can go to the hospital, they treat you, and then you live. But the longer you wait before you inject the EpiPen, the higher the chances that will die of I can never say the word asphyxiation. So in the movie, there's a scene, and it was very triggering for a lot of people that had kids with allergies, and then that's not really the main thing. I feel like if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give away what happens.
It's been
after.
2 years. You should have seen it.
Yeah, you should have seen it. Can we talk about it? Well,
I feel like it's past. There's a certain amount of months, and then it's
we're reporters here.
game.
We need to report.
so basically, she eats peanuts in the cake. She doesn't know about it, and then her head falls off.
Well,
It gets
there's events between A and
the
B.
peanuts don't make the head roll.
Yeah,
When you're allergic to peanuts, your head
But
falls
her
off.
trying to get her shit together makes it fly in another direction.
I'll just leave it at that. So then you like have to watch it to understand why A leads to B or whatever.
And leads to D, which is death.
So, funny story. Cameron and I were talking about this, and I'm going to put him on blast for this because I'm still a little upset about it. So we were talking about peanut allergies, and he loves peanut butter. Like clearly,
It's
he
good.
loves peanut butter at a whole new level that I didn't understand before this. So we were talking, and I said, so if I had a severe peanut allergy, because for some people, if I like had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and then I kissed someone that had a severe allergy, they could die.
Yeah.
Even though they
Which has
didn't
happened.
Yeah, they didn't eat the peanuts, they weren't in contact with the peanuts, but just the residue on my lips could kill them. So I said, if I had a severe peanut allergy, I know how much you love peanut butter, would you give up peanut butter?
I'm assuming you said no.
Long pause. And I was like, excuse me, like if I was going to
God.
die because you had peanut butter, and he says, so this is what we would do. We'd have like protocol. When I had a sandwich, I would put you in a big hamster cage. Like a big plastic hamster
ball?
cage.
Like a wheel?
Yeah, like a wheel.
the ball
He
thing?
said like a bubble boy, and I was like, but that's not a thing. Like I can't be a bubble boy.
That's a very like sub-dom relationship
Right? I was
where
like, first
you're
of all-
clearly a sub.
First of all, we don't have enough room here to have a giant bubble for me to like do things in. It's just not practical. And he's like, but then, so I just have like
Well,
a
you
hamster.
have that room up there. You could just that could be bubble room.
world.
But then he's like, well, then I'll just put you in like a hamster cage. And I was like, wait, so you're going to lock me up while you have
No.
peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and then I can be free when you're done. And I said, but it can't even be around like in the house that I'm in
That
or
sounds
in my
like
area.
a murder like movie where like a killer would like find people's allergies and then lock them in a cage and eat a peanut butter sandwich in front of them until they just die.
Yeah. But
be
this
dope.
asshole said he's not going to give it up.
Well,
And basically,
maybe Cam
so
will be the person
Except
in my
now,
movie.
Now I'm imagining Cam like goes on his work weekends where he like
To
leaves,
eat
goes to
peanut
a
butter? Binges on
hotel,
peanut butter?
and you're like, why do you keep going on these work weekends? Are you
have to
cheating or
work?
whatever?
He's, like, in the
That's usually
Marriott with,
first,
like,
but
a
it's like
bowl of
him
peanut butter.
with a bowl of peanut butter, and then he like completely disinfects himself and comes home.
he's just
Yeah.
in like some cringy
Boys' weekend.
motel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boys weekend, him and a jar of
Him and the
Skippy.
tools in a jar of Skippy.
So basically, he doesn't love me, and he loves peanut butter more. And I
Well,
was really
at least
sad.
you're not allergic.
But he said, and then he was, yeah, that's true. I'm not allergic because that would suck. But I said, what if he's laughing so hard. And I'm like, you asshole. And he's like, well, what if you were allergic to, when he was like trying to name everything, like I was eating a bowl of Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms, would you give it up? And I'm like, yeah. And everything he named, I said, yeah. And he's like, God damn it.
I would
was like,
not
I love you more.
I would not be with someone who is allergic to coffee. I have to say, because that's such a big thing in my life.
But
I
what
can't.
if you loved someone?
I have never loved anyone.
Okay, wait. Just let me set the scene. You loved them.
And then
You-
they were turned out to be pieces of shit.
No,
and
no,
then
no,
I
no.
realized that no allergy gets in the way of my love for a beverage.
But you loved them so much, and you guys used to have morning coffee together, and you loved each other, and it was beautiful.
We both used to go, time to poop.
Yeah, and you'd have
You're both
synchronized
squatty potty
Yep.
next to each other.
pooping schedules.
Knees up for Jesus.
But then one morning, he has the coffee, and his throat starts closing up. You get him to the hospital in time. He lives. You still love each other, and the doctor says, unfortunately, if your love's going to continue, you're not going to be able to have coffee again.
It's a sick, twisted world.
What would you do?
I don't know. I guess
You would be Cameron,
I'd
you'd be
have
like,
to
"Fuck
know what
you."
love feels like to know what I would do.
She's a Cameron. That was too much long of a pause.
I know. I'm saying.
Yeah, your
You're gonna-
girls' weekend.
Girls' weekends to go.
Well, what if I just went to a coffee shop?
but you
it's
come
still
back
in
and you
your-
have
on your
coffee
mouth.
on
Yeah,
your
it's
mouth.
coffee breath is forever.
Coffee
like
breath,
I
yeah.
always have coffee breath.
And then they know because you kiss them, and then their throat closes up and they fucking
Well,
die.
Yeah.
Don't they have medication?
Just have like a supply of EpiPens.
I'm drinking my coffee and I just stab him with my
Stab
pen.
in the thigh
Top
or
of the
the-
morning to you. That's
Where
his
does the
alarm clock.
EpiPen go? In the thigh, right?
I think it's
In
in
his
the
ass.
Or in the butt?
That's
Thigh,
that's
yeah,
a fun
for butt.
morning activity. Wake up.
EpiPen to the
Yeah.
butt cheek.
Yeah, it gives the man strength because he knows that I'm the one bringing in the bacon.
Where is this going?
I don't know. But basically what this whole episode is about is Cameron loves peanut butter more than me. And that's
Yeah.
fine. But
And I love
heartbreaking.
caffeine more than
Love.
most
He doesn't
men.
look ashamed over there. in
He
the
doesn't.
corner
He's
either.
laughing. He's laughing. I told him, I was like, you're getting put on blast. This is the only thing I'm going to wait for my moment to tell this story. And now I did. And now everyone knows.
Shit.
Okay. So moving on. Who? Me. I mean, that's fine. I'm not allergic. It's just
Yeah.
a what
Didn't
if.
you have
It's a what
PB&J
if.
like 4 hours
I
ago?
did. I had
That's
a little mini PB&J. Do we have any other? I have a couple other movies.
I have other movies that aren't well. Parasite, won a bunch
of awards and shit.
Oh yeah, well deserved. It's an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, you should totally watch it. But this came out in 2019, so I don't want to ruin too much about it. But the housekeeper for the family that they see, now I'm going to give it away. There's a character in it who has a peach allergy, and they use that against her.
Peaches.
Yeah, they use like the peach fuzz against her.
Ooh, that's
to get her
creepy.
Yeah. But one thing that I thought was really interesting because when I was looking into this, Bong Joon-ho, who directed it and wrote it, he said that he based the peach allergy on a friend that he went to college with because he had a really bad peach allergy. And I guess
real
him
life.
and his friends like got together and thought it'd be funny if they bought a peach and threw it at him. And he was like, but I'm not the one who threw the peach at him. It was my friends. I regret it.
I have stuff to talk about later because I didn't know this was a thing, but food allergy bullying is actually a thing.
That's one of the movies I wrote down. Apparently Peter Rabbit had a scene. There was a huge, I remember the controversy around it. There's a scene where Peter Rabbit and some of his friends throw blackberries at their nemesis because they know he's allergic to it. So basically like, which is not, they're using it as a weapon and it's not good because Peter Rabbit is like,
It's a kid's movie.
it's a kid's movie and he's the hero of the movie. So it's like he's supposed to be the good guy. Using something like that against somebody else is not really setting a good example.
And there was so I started looking for, initially I was like, this is a great topic that could lead into the spooky genre because I was thinking, okay, people are allergic to things. Allergies can cause death. Has anyone ever used allergies to murder someone? Which you would think there would be more stories about that, but there actually weren't any that I could
I don't
find.
think
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
found a
people are that
couple.
smart.
Well, I think people
Like I think
people get away with stuff like that because they claim gross negligence. So they say basically, I didn't know.
yeah.
I didn't know that peanut was in there. I didn't know this was in there. So they get away with murder, and it's usually like manslaughter rather than murder. But the whole food allergy bullying thing I found really interesting because first of all, don't be a bully, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
But second of all, when you go to like a restaurant and anyone asks if you have an allergy, there's a lot of the times people will say, well, is your allergy severe? And I always find that question
never
kind of
heard
troubling because if I said I'm allergic to something, it shouldn't matter if I'm like slightly or severely. You should just not have that item in my food if you can. If it's something like the main ingredient, then obviously I have to order something else. But in a lot of these bullying cases, kids, I don't know. I feel like bullies are jerks anyway. So it's not like a teacher telling them if someone's allergic to peanuts, it's like a serious thing, like they're going to listen. But there's quite a few stories of kids getting bullied because of their allergies and actually dying from it. There was one case, and this one is, I believe, in the UK somewhere. A kid gets a slice of cheese, and they said it was half a size of a Post-it note. So you figure like a couple inches wide. And one of the kids throws it at him, and it hits him in the throat. And he apparently had got the EpiPen shot. I don't know how much time. They didn't say how much time it took from when the cheese hit him to getting the shot, and also his inhaler. Went to the hospital, and he still died. And the kid that was the cheese thrower, and it's silly when you say it out loud because you don't think that could be severe enough to kill someone, basically said, I'm sorry, I didn't know. But the child I think they were like 13 or 14. So they're a little bit older. He was old enough to know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Basically claimed, oh, I didn't know he was allergic to dairy. I knew that he was only allergic to bread because they had had a previous incident where he had a reaction to some sort of bread incident.
Why are you throwing cheese at people
Yeah.
though?
And why are you being a bully? And it's happened quite a few other times. There was another girl in Kentucky. She was, I think, like 8 years old, and she put peanut butter cookie crumbs on another girl's lunch tray, knowing that she was severely allergic. She was actually arrested, and then I think it was gross negligence as well. She didn't get charged for it because she claimed that she didn't. The lawyer claimed she didn't know the severity of like what it could have caused. But I remember in school being taught that if someone had an allergy, and I was actually talking to Cameron, and I think the way I learned it was differently because we had someone in our class that was really allergic to peanuts. So we were taught like, we can't have them. These are the things that could happen. She could die. Everyone knew where the EpiPen was and where the nurse's office was if there was an incident. But I feel like I thought everyone was kind of taught that way, but I guess not, because Cameron doesn't remember really being like in school, them explaining that.
I don't think they ever explained that to us because we had like 20 kids in our class, and it was the same 20 kids because it was Catholic school, and like it was just like no one was allergic, or if they were, there was one chick who was allergic in high school, and she was allergic to everything, and everyone knew because like at every event and even in the lunchroom, it was like
She had her
whole-
own
yeah.
like
Yeah.
protocol.
But like in middle school, they didn't teach us shit. They were just like, the Lord will help you. And I was like, the Lord can't give me my EpiPen.
The Lord
Get rid
can't
of your
open my
allergies.
throat
No.
without an EpiPen. So
Can't open the light of my life. Just Jesus crikey.
So really, I think it's important to remember if anyone is allergic to anything, whether it's severe or it's minor, like take it seriously because, I mean, I could only imagine being like even accidentally giving. So there's been many cases of people accidentally putting something in someone's food and not realizing it, and
like
they die.
spices and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you have to
Yeah.
be so diligent with like tiny things. And I don't know, it makes you realize how many things and elements to life that we take for granted, being like, hey, like I can eat all this food and I'll get indigestion, but that's it.
Yeah.
And then there are like bigger things where people are allergic to sunlight and like freaking like
Water.
Yeah,
I know. I have a
water.
whole story
The
with this
cold.
chick who has an allergy to water, and she was in North Wales, and she had to give up her job because she was a dance instructor because her perspiration would make her like break out. She couldn't cry because she would get rashes under her eyes. And what they found out was she went in to get her tonsils out when she was 16, and her body reacted to the penicillin, and it caused her body
chemical
to be allergic to
reaction?
water. Yeah. It was
How
a
do you
weird
live? Like, how do you survive? Because I know you don't drink water, but
Well, I
people
mean, I
need
do in my coffee.
But,
But
there's
people need
water, in
water to
everything.
survive.
Like I
Yeah.
feel
Well,
like
she
everything.
she could drink water, but like if it's on her skin,
Oh,
it's a
like
skin
topically.
thing. Yeah. So
Oh,
like she
okay.
couldn't shower. Her husband had to wash her hair for her. It was like all these things where she can ingest it, but if it's on her skin, she's fucked.
and she wasn't born with it.
No,
She
the
developed
yeah,
it.
the histamine levels in her body freaked out from the penicillin levels that were given for her tonsils being taken out.
That
Crazy.
sucks.
Which is scary too, because like I have my tonsils. I could go and they could fuck up, and then I can't drink even more water.
You can't even have 2 bottles of water.
Yeah.
There's another movie, and we talked about this movie. This was a 2019 movie called Eli, or
Yeah.
Ellie, as you called
Well, I
it.
think it's cute when you
I
call him
like
Ellie.
to call him Ellie.
Ellie's
and
smelly.
So his
He has
reaction.
peanut butter in his belly. Sorry,
You can make rhymes.
I can.
He was essentially throughout the movie having a reaction because they were injecting holy water into him. So his reaction was, he's the devil. So if you watch it, you'll understand. It's mediocre. It's
I
not my
kinda
favorite.
liked
I
it.
haven't seen that.
I kind of liked it because
was-
I just liked how it turned so quick, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It did. It had a nice little turn, and I enjoyed it. I would probably not watch it again, but it was a good free Netflix.
There was this fucking story that was very similar to that, and it was like this girl and her mom was controlling in the media that she had all of these like diseases and stuff, and she was getting like all this press for her, and like she had her head shaved and all that.
Yeah, there was a Hulu show about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
God damn it. We talked about her Gypsy
yeah,
Rose.
Gypsy Rose.
Yeah, and it's just like I felt like I was seeing the Gypsy Rose thing in Eli because it was like he had all these problems.
Yeah.
and it was like really
But
what was it? He was
really-
Satan.
He was a little Satan baby. There was another movie that actually it's on Netflix. It's 2020. It's a Spanish film, but it's dubbed, so you don't have to read subtitles. But it's called The Occupant, and in that movie, it's more of not necessarily a horror movie. I guess it would be more of a thriller. But it's basically this one guy who loses his job, and a new family moves into his apartment or his old apartment, and he becomes obsessed with this family. It's a man, a woman, and their kid. And he becomes obsessed so much to the point that obviously he's obsessed with his place of living and he wants to find a way to get back there. And he manipulates this couple, and I can't say too much because it'll absolutely give it away, and it's a pretty new film, but he uses finding out someone's allergy to basically take them out. Ooh. Which, again, I was really hoping that I could find more real life accounts and real life, not that I want to find like people dying from allergies, but more like people using allergies in a malicious way that got caught for doing it. But I really couldn't find too much. You said you found a couple things though, right?
Well, I found a Long Island mom was accused of murdering her child with because she had a severe peanut allergy.
Is this the cookie one?
No, I do have the cookie one too, but no, this is one. So I don't think they can like prove it, but her daughter died. But I guess then the morning that her daughter died, she tried to commit suicide, and she wrote in her note that her daughter had eaten M&Ms that had, because I think all the M&Ms are made in the same factory that have the nuts and stuff like that. So they always have a warning. I'm pretty sure they always have a warning on the back that says made in this
same factory
establishment
with peanuts, or tree nuts or whatever.
Yeah. So she like wrote in her suicide note that her daughter had eaten the M&Ms and that.
Wait, the mom wrote a suicide note?
Yeah, the mom did. So like they're not sure if like she did it on purpose, like gave the daughter because. She was, the daughter was like disabled and stuff.
Oh.
So they don't know if she was like trying to do something, but.
Did the mom kill her? So the mom killed herself.
Tried to. Okay. Yeah. But I don't think it happened.
Frick.
But yeah. So that was like the only thing where it was like.
Could have been like.
Kind of like maybe a murder thing.
Right.
But not proven. There was the cookie one.
And the cookie one is the one where the packaging was like, the mom claims that the packaging was like identical except for the fact that there was.
One says Reese's Pieces on it.
But so this was a crazy story. So I was reading it and I was like, I don't understand, because she shows essentially saying that the packaging should be more apparent on there that it has peanuts in it.
Yeah.
So you look at these two, it's Chips Ahoy, right? Two Chips Ahoy packages. They're red. They look very similar. One has like artwork on it, almost like an ad, like a promo ad, right? Like for a movie or something.
For a movie.
And then the other one has a Reese's, it says Reese's, and it has like a peanut butter cup. Mm-hmm. And when I was reading the article, I'm like, well, how do you confuse that? One has a peanut butter cup on it, one doesn't. And she said when you flip the tab over, like open
if you leave it open, because like you know how, so you peel it up and you know how this side has the like sticky stuff. Yep. So usually when I'm eating like Oreos or anything that has like the flip, I flip it so that it sticks on itself so that it holds.
Right. But when you purchased it, it still said Reese's peanut butter because you didn't obviously purchase it with the flap flipped
unless it was a gift, and that's a strange gift to get.
Unless
with an
you can't
open
read.
Thing.
So to me, when I saw that, I'm like, there was really no like indication that there was foul play. There was no no one was accusing the mom of killing the daughter. It was, to me, it almost seemed like it was her trying to find a reason to sue Chips Ahoy.
I think she also wanted them to change the packaging.
Right.
Because they're using the same color packaging for two different types of cookies.
Right. And one but I mean, if you look at a lot of other packaging, it'll say like almond whatever, or whatever, with almonds, with peanuts, with whatever. And my thing a lot of those times, obviously they're trying to sue to make money. And unfortunately, there was a little girl's life that was lost as a result of it. And I don't know for sure that was her reasoning, but nothing else makes sense as why you would be so confused to see a peanut butter cup with peanut butter written on it and not like you can read.
I mean, I am trying to put when I read the story too, I try to put myself in it. And like sometimes when I'm at the store, like you kind of like you go, okay,
or you grab the wrong one.
You grab the package because those two are right next to each other and you know that you're grabbing the red packaged cookies.
Right.
You just grab it.
But
And
put
it's
yourself,
just kinda like-
because Cameron and I were talking about this, and I said there was another story about this girl, and I think it was another European story. She ordered a dish from an Indian restaurant. It was a curry dish, and if you've ever ordered food from an Indian restaurant, anything curry related, there's peanuts are a main ingredient in a lot of those dishes. So she orders some sort of curry, and on the notes, I think it was a phone order, she called it in or something. On the notes, it said no nuts. But no nuts can be, I don't like nuts.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
my favorite. I don't like the taste. It didn't say severe peanut allergy. So the restaurant basically was like, oh, this is just a request. And instead of using I guess he used like a powder, it was a peanut powder. And instead of using like the alternative powder, he used like a cheaper powder that still had peanuts in it. So the girl gets her order, eats it, she dies. And it was 2 guys, and they were basically charged with manslaughter because it was, they didn't do it on purpose. They weren't like, I want to kill her. They just disregarded her request. And our conversation was basically, if you were severely allergic to something, would you put your life in someone else's hands? My answer is no.
No,
I absolutely wouldn't.
But I have seen, like, I also saw a couple stories where, I forgot where he was, but he went into a restaurant and he said, I'm allergic to dairy. I can't have milk. And they go, okay. And then he goes, okay, I'm going to get this fried chicken sandwich. And they go, yeah, no problem. But the problem is that they
There's
make
milk in
the buttermilk is in the batter, and they give it to him. And he specifically said, I'm allergic to dairy, but the restaurant is dumb and they don't realize that that's what buttermilk is. And they still served it to him. And
milk is in the name.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. Well, and I think in those cases, they basically get lawyers that make them their story is basically saying, well, he didn't know. He was unaware, rather than murder is you doing it on purpose. And so when I was looking up things, I actually found this Reddit thread, and give it to Reddit to give you some nice gems. There was a couple questions, and it says, is it illegal for someone who knows you have a food allergy to give you that food allergy without your knowledge? And
Well, because that makes it seem like you're planning.
right.
That puts intent.
Yeah. So someone put, in short, yes, but the consequences would vary depending on where you live and whether the use of allergies was deliberate or negligent. So if you're like, I'm allergic to peanuts, and you give me a peanut butter sandwich, or you kiss me after eating a peanut butter sandwich and I die, then
He's not even looking at you.
no, he's like, I don't care. Then you would basically be charged for murder. But if you said, oh, I didn't know that was an ingredient in the sauce, you would be charged for manslaughter. Like, being dumb isn't a reason that you can just get away with it. But that story was crazy because wasn't it like an hour later, he's like leaving or walking and he basically like just dies because it just came upon him. And
I mean, I would say it'd be very interesting to know people who have wronged me if they have an allergy. And I wouldn't pull a murder, but I would say like, you're allergic to grapes.
good to know. Keep that one in the back
And maybe
pocket.
I wouldn't use it, but if someone else got fucked over by them, and I'd be like, did you know he's allergic to grapes?
But then if they use
Isn't
grapes,
that-
you would be an accessory to murder.
Yeah, that's accessory.
But
Just don't do that because you said it now on the thing, and
Yeah,
now
I don't know
that's-
anyone allergic
it's like,
to grapes.
It's like
and
on
everyone
Reddit.
loves me.
It's like on Reddit. Everyone's like,
For now.
Also, you would also probably go to jail because you just posted this Reddit post and it has your name on it. Yeah, dumb.
Dumb.
Shit.
So yeah. So food allergy bullying, which is crazy as a thing. But from that, I came across this other thing. Do you guys know what a teal pumpkin is? Well,
It sounds
a
like a
pumpkin
stripper
that's
name.
teal?
do you know what it means?
No.
No.
I just figured out what a cocktail was
So
Still haven't told
on
me
Urban
what that is.
Dictionary. I'm not telling you on this
Don't look
show.
it up. Nobody
Nope.
should look it up. So I was looking up horror allergies, like Halloween allergies, and just like a bunch of keywords. And then this thing popped up and it said the Teal Pumpkin campaign or the Teal Pumpkin. There's like a Teal Pumpkin project. And I was like, what is that? So the Teal Pumpkin Project is homes that hand out non-food treats like pencils, toys, notebooks, for
Toothbrushes.
kids, toothbrushes.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
if you are supporting the Teal Pumpkin Project, you would put a teal pumpkin on your doorstep, or you would get a pumpkin, paint it teal, So years and years and years ago, I remember going to Michael's and Joann's, and this project started in 2012. So it's been quite a few years. I feel like it doesn't have very much, like a lot of people still don't know about it. But I remember going, it was Joann's, and I was looking for pumpkins to like the foam ones that you can carve out and do your thing with. And like in the middle of the store was a giant thing of like teal, white, like all these weird colors. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, why?
I've seen those too. I thought it was just like I'm
I-
trendy. I want
Yeah.
a teal
farmhouse
pumpkin.
vibe. It's like
It-
we don't like orange.
It's stupid if you think teal pumpkins are cool, but now it makes sense that they offer those because before you had to paint the pumpkin teal. I don't think that Joann's was hip on because they would have had a sign saying
Yeah, I
like,
feel like they'd
this
have
is the
something,
Teal
hey,
Pumpkin Project. They were just trying to be crafty, and I was like, dumb.
Well, I still don't
Dumb.
like getting toothbrushes, so I would say keep your fucking pumpkins orange for now.
Well, also, one important thing too is parenting. Like if your child has a severe allergy to something, maybe
Shelter
don't
them.
Put them in a hamster cage.
Just cook every meal that they ever
Put them in a
take.
bubble. Put
Yeah.
them in a hamster cage. Don't let them live their life.
Yep.
Just be a good parent and like check their candy for razor blades and peanut allergy things.
Cyanide.
And cyanide in the pixie sticks. So I found that interesting because I feel like that was a thing that I had no idea about. And that was 8 years ago. Or maybe a little bit less. That's a very long time. So
Yeah, I didn't know
if
that.
you're unaware, the Teal Pumpkin Project, look it up. There's a whole, I think it's like the Food Allergy Association or something.
I'm gonna dress up as a teal pumpkin. Fuck it.
And then I'll stand next to you that I'm allergic to mango
Yeah.
and popcorn.
My drink is inspired by the teal pumpkin. I just didn't know it yet.
It's pretty. So
no,
any
it's
other
not.
allergy? Do you have anyone have any other tidbits
No, I
or
gave
notes?
everything. I did find it funny that some people are allergic to human touch, though, and I was like,
That's
Yeah.
I
not
get that.
real.
No, it is.
It
It's
is.
real.
What happens?
You get
You
really
vomit?
bad
Projectile
rashes.
vomit?
You get like
Yeah.
your skin; it's irritated.
So you're not necessarily allergic to human touch.
Like,
You're
if
allergic
I
to like
touched
oils of
myself-
someone else.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like if
But
if
you
I
could
was
do
allergic,
it to yourself. Like you could like
Yeah.
literally do this and it would puff up and
Yeah.
get all red.
What?
Yeah.
no banging for them.
They definitely
They will have to watch it in the movies.
They have to have like a suit.
Well, that's
and
a
in a
thing.
hamster
I mean,
cage.
that's
Yeah.
like you wear a latex suit, and then there it is.
But what if you're allergic to latex?
Whoa,
Oh.
that's a biggie.
That sucks.
I know.
I'm glad that my things are just, knock on wood, food related, because I feel like if I was allergic to like water or the sun or
Oh, my
human
friend's
touch,
allergic to the
Yeah.
cold.
or that sucks.
Yeah,
Well, I
like-
don't like the cold, so
I think
that's fine.
I think I said this before.
Oh,
we
'cause he went to the
and we
beach
did
or
the shoot,
something,
and
yeah.
his legs were just welts, and I was like, "Oh God, thank you that the photos were good because you look crazy right now."
So was he allergic to like the cold water?
Cold, that's
Just
everything cold. Like when he
Anything
comes to
cold.
my apartment,
Can he have
every-
ice?
He can like have cold beverages, but a cold atmosphere makes his body react weird. Like when I have him over, I can't have the AC on because he has to have like room temperature. And every time I go to his place, it's room temperature.
Yuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't love the cold, but I don't like it warm.
I love the cold. I am.
You love a good air conditioner.
I am.
So I think we've exhausted our allergy tidbits for you guys.
Although I'm surprised no one brought up the movie that scarred me as a child, which is My Girl.
oh my God, with the bees?
Yeah. That scene screwed me up.
Yeah.
Like McCall, that I don't know. I've only seen the movie like maybe two
Forgot
or
about
three
that
times.
movie.
But for some reason, that scene always like messes me up.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
You haven't seen My Girl?
Macaulay Culkin's in it.
Macaulay
He's
When
a
he was
little
cute?
baby. He was all
He was
little.
cute and little?
And then
Before
he
he turned
gets,
into
he's allergic to
crazy.
bees and he gets attacked. There's this scene where he's like in the woods and he just gets attacked by bees and he's like trying to get them away.
But he's severely.
But he's
Severely.
severely,
He's severely
allergic.
Severely allergic.
And then
well, that
he like
sucks for him.
dies. And it's
Well,
sad.
Poor thing. I bet he
Well-
looks better in the movie than he does now.
He looks good now.
He looks the same.
Mm,
He's
he's
looking
getting
fine
better.
now.
He's getting better.
I mean, he's not my favorite Culkin, but the Culkins are my favorite Hollywood family. I just want to put that out there.
Culkin, sponsor us.
Culkin.
The Culkins are.
Yeah, that
Keep
sucks.
your Kardashians. The Culkins are my favorite Hollywood family.
I totally forgot. That was kind of traumatizing because I remember being a kid and watching that, and not necessarily like I had been stung by a bee before and I knew I wasn't allergic, but being like creating more fear of bees. And now I'm a beekeeper, so clearly I'm not afraid of them. It still sucks being stung by them regardless. But I know people, and I'm sure you guys know people that are allergic and they can't, I mean, it's just like a severe peanut allergy, the one sting and they're like, and done for. And so imagine that happening, like being stung by a ton of them. Like there's no surviving that. I don't think any EpiPen could have saved if you were stung by like 100 bees.
No.
Bummer.
Well, on that sad, tragic note,
We're going to stick nasty shit in our mouths.
We're
See if
gonna-
we're allergic.
continue to creepy treats, which we're going to mix it up a little bit.
Literally.
Literally, we're mixing it up. We have each concocted some special treats for each other, which Ashley and I did this way back when. We're
It
going to
sucked.
have blindfolds, and we're going to have to guess what it is that the other person is feeding us. So we're going to go grab our stuff, and I'll be right back. All right, Fiends, so we're back. Ashley is going first. So
I'm a chef.
We are blindfolding ourselves. AJ is very nervous. I feel
I'm
like
not.
you've been nervous this entire time.
You texted me this, and I threw my phone, and I said I quit
like,
the show.
Nope, not doing it.
Well, I don't like it either,
Do you
but I
see me
feel
struggling
like
right now trying to figure out how to fold this thing? I mean, I guess it doesn't
Guys.
matter. You're just gonna. You're feeding us, right?
Oh, wait, I'm covering my mouth.
yeah, this is gonna. I mean,
can't
I don't
cover-
understand why I can't just shut your eyes, but
Yeah, can
Oh,
I
we could
shut
just
my-
shut our eyes.
That's what they're for. You shut them.
My lashes are looking decent.
then-
today.
Okay, we're just gonna shut our eyes because
Yeah,
clearly
see?
we can't do two things at once. So that was
Okay.
a for effort.
So just keep your eyes shut right now.
Okay, and then like put your microphone sideways so
Yeah.
you don't block your mouth hole.
Okay.
I almost opened my eyes because I'm no peeking. I'm so nervous.
So this one you're
stomach
gonna have to
hurts so
chew
bad.
for like a bit.
Oh my god!
What?
Am I supposed to put my hand out?
No, I'm putting it in your mouth.
Okay,
I
don't-
can't reach
oh, wait,
you.
Are you feeling?
Let me do it too, because it's supposed to.
It's
Am I chopping my
chocolatey.
eyes now?
oh wait, we can open our eyes. It's in our mouth now.
It's supposed to do something. Wait.
It's chocolatey
Yeah.
and crunchy,
It
and it kind of
supposed to-
tastes like.
it was supposed to create an action.
It's
Oh, it's
like pop.
it's like Pop Rocks. It's like as I'm swallowing it, it's starting to pop in my
It's
throat.
Pop Rocks
very,
chocolate.
but it's a little uncomfortable.
I know.
It's it's like
That's why I didn't eat it.
it's like throat flicks. Like as you.
It's checking
Can
your
you hear it?
allergy
Oh,
levels.
I can feel it like in the
You
back.
can't
of
hear
my
it.
mouth.
It's like a tickle.
I mean, that wasn't so bad.
See?
What do you think?
Yeah, that was fine.
Okay.
My nerves are just
Wait,
so
is there
shot
more?
right
There's
now.
one more thing.
Okay.
And it's in the same realm.
Okay,
Oh,
And
wait,
it's still popping.
take a swig.
You like no like what? Hit bit. I had my eyes
wait, I'm
closed
having
the whole-
Pop Rocks and Coke. My
Oh, are you
stomach's
gonna
gonna
explode?
explode.
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. So shut
Okay,
your
close
eyes.
again.
God, I hate this so much.
I'm gonna make these smaller.
I honestly like don't really. I'm not as
can't,
concerned
never
as I
mind.
feel like I should be.
Take a bite out of it because it's a big.
Oh, it's crunchy.
Lana,
Yeah.
bite.
Oh my god. Oh, that astronaut ice cream.
Yeah, it's astronaut ice cream.
Oh, that's dairy though. That's
Whatever.
What you were saying. It's just a bite. It's fine.
It's freeze dried. It's probably like the cow flew up the space already.
Was it vanilla?
Yeah.
I like it. How do you feel? Why are you crying?
I gave you guys
Are
the
you just
gift
scared?
of deliciousness.
She's scared. Okay. That was awesome.
That was fine. Okay.
I'll let you go next because I feel like you're gonna have a heart attack if I make you eat something that you don't know what it is.
I'm also. Oh God, I hate mine.
Why? Okay, close your eyes. I'm closing my eyes. You have a lot of dishes, I feel like.
Mine. Just take a tiny little sip of this one.
I'm scared.
Wait.
Just tell me when to open, I guess. Oh. I thought you were gonna feed me.
Wait, I just drink it?
Just
Like
a
the whole
little
thing?
Bit. No, just a little bit.
Oh. Why? Where is it?
That's good. That's sriracha.
It's hot.
I love that.
It's just hot sauce?
Yeah, it's Taco Bell hot sauce.
I fucking
Why
love
is it
that
so
shit.
spicy though?
Because it's the hot one.
Like the Inferno?
Oh, I
No,
like-
that's Del Taco.
Because they sell it in the bottles, and I was like, I'm just gonna put this in. A
Mama
thing.
like.
What are the chunky things?
I know. Wow.
I don't
like.
I think I like it now more than I know what it is, but I don't remember. You want the rest of mine? No. I don't remember it being that hot. I feel like it's hotter than I.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's the right kind of tickle.
I feel like separately these things are fine. Together.
Okay.
We're all gonna have an
There's just
allergic
one
reaction.
more.
Okay.
This one I did a mixing for, and I'm hoping that it's going to be
is
really
it a cup
good.
or
Do we have to close
I'm
our
going
eyes?
to hand you a spoon.
Uh-oh.
So close your eyes.
Yeah. Oh wait, should I put it in your mouth?
Yeah.
No.
Feed us.
Well, I'm just going to go like this because I dribble.
Yeah. Make a basket for your leftovers.
That's good.
It's good.
Yeah. I know what that is. That's BBQ sauce.
It's barbecue sauce and the boysenberry jelly mixed together.
Ew.
good. What's your problem?
I
It's
feel
really
like
good.
it would be good. 'cause
It's good.
like-
Did
it's
you
like
try it?
No, I was too
It's
scared.
good.
It's like barbecue sauce with
It's
like little
fucking good, man.
floaties in it.
I love floaties.
I like the taste. I don't like the texture.
Well, you can blend it and it'll be better.
I love that. Put that on a burger and eat it.
See? Okay.
There you go. You have half a quarter of a
Yeah, you
skull
can-
to put on a
I'm going to
burger.
put it on my body.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Weird
So I thought we each had to eat the thing too. So I made one for myself because I feel like if I'm going to make anyone do anything, I should also have to do it. So it's a little large. So we're going to do the same thing. You're just going to have to take a bite, but you have to open wide.
That's what she said.
So close your eyes.
Does Cam know what this is?
Kind
Oh,
of.
no. Is there bugs?
No, there's no bugs. I promise
Is it
no
gonna
bugs.
taste
I have
bad?
to really lean in.
I don't know because I haven't tried it.
Oh god.
Just close your eyes, no peeking.
I am also
What? You're what?
nothing.
This must be really
Don't be a baby.
to look at on
I
camera.
am though. Like I'm not adventurous. Ask Matt. When it comes to food, I am.
Okay, open wide.
I like what
wide.
No,
Okay,
I
Ashley's
can't-
going
I have a
first.
small
Okay.
mouth.
It's fine.
I have a
Just
small mouth.
Open. Bigger.
I can't.
Yes, you can. No, wait, no.
I don't like that sound.
Shh. Quiet.
Why did I go?
What is it? No, don't. Okay, open.
Try to figure out what it is.
Oh my god.
What is it? Tell me.
It's a Rice Krispie with beans.
Oh my god.
What is it?
Oh, it's an I love olives.
Huh?
You're supposed to cover it.
Yeah, but she doesn't. Her eyes were closed because she was
that mine?
disgusted.
Is that one mine?
Yes. She said made nasty faces. Okay, so this
That's
is.
nasty.
It looked really cute on camera. It looked like a little monster with eyes. So it's a you guys are like so nice, and I'm such
I
a
took
jerk.
a bite and the mustard squirted down my throat, and I was just like, "What is this?"
It's a Rice Krispie treat with a black olive filled with mustard. So I'm gonna try it because I feel like you guys are being big babies.
Well-
and it's probably not that bad.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's weird.
It just tastes like mustard.
Well,
I'm not a huge mustard.
I don't
fan.
judge your.
Oh no, it tastes like Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah,
with
it's-
mustard on it. And the olive doesn't taste like an olive. It just has a weird texture.
You duped us.
I mean, it's not terrible.
I had another one that I was gonna do, and it's pickled juice mixed with
love
the green
pickles.
salsa.
Ooh, that sounds
that'd be
good.
good.
I felt like that would have been good too.
I'm gonna eat the mustard.
But I was like, I'm
olive.
only gonna do 2.
You should just have a line of sauces. Like,
I know.
For fuck's sake.
Do you eat the olive with the mustard in it?
Well, that's
She already
hers.
did.
Oh,
No,
you
eat
want
that
it?
one.
Oh,
She
yeah.
doesn't want it.
Give me that shit.
Olives with mustard are apparently very delicious. You guys were really nice. I think the next time we do this, you need to be a little
I
bit
don't think
more,
I'm doing
little more
this
evil?
again.
a little bit more evil. Yeah.
Well, I'll just put Nutella on my feet and have you lick it.
Oh my god.
Like, that tastes like feet.
No,
'cause
I'm
we'll be
allergic-
giving that content away for free.
Yeah.
Oh, we
and I'm
cannot do that.
allergic to
That's
feet.
OnlyFans.
I'm allergic to feet.
Only feet.
I don't like feet, so I don't want chocolate
I don't
toes
even like
in
my own feet. Jesus.
Okay, so
Wait,
with
that would be.
Oh no.
No,
Oh,
shh.
sorry.
It's my secret. It's my dirty secret.
We'll edit that out. No, we won't. We'll just make you think that we're editing
I'm
it out.
healing.
I'm healing. All right, Fiends. So with that, that'll do it for this episode of Let's Get Spooky. I'm Leanna Vamp.
I'm AJ.
I'm Ashley.
And I apologize for making you guys eat weird things, but secretly it was hilarious.
love
Took years off my life, even though it wasn't that bad.
You're still like, your whole posture is very tight and like it's over. You can relax.
I'm
We're
overheating
done.
too. Oh my god.
So you can watch all of our episodes at I'm joking. You can watch all of our episodes at letsgetspooky.com. You can also listen on iTunes and Spotify. So thanks for joining us, Fiends, and don't forget to
Stay spooky.
Bye.
And don't eat strange things.